Welcome to Valdymas Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. This series is designed to reposition you for excellence in academics, career, and business. Let's dive in as we unravel nuggets essential for excellent living.
This is Valdymas College Project Read audio series. I want to thank you for listening in today. READ is an acronym for Restoring Excellence into Academic Diligence. We know that all readers are leaders. Therefore, our focus is to develop your leadership competence, character, compassionate, and consistent nature. We hope to shift your mindset from a socialized mind to a transforming mind, a self-transforming mind. I am Dr. Joshua Kolawole. My transformation initiative is directed at senior secondary school students, A-level candidates, undergraduate and postgraduate students of various tertiary institutions, young working class professionals, and business executives. Why not join me today as I continue the topic orderliness? And I said order is the wise and intelligent arrangement of the priorities in your life. So today I would love to start with what are the consequences or the forms of being out of order. There's a story of a king who it was documented as when kings go to war, he stayed back and failed to go to war. That during spring, when kings go to war so that they can go and harvest resources for their nations, this king decided to stay back. That's an example of a king. I've also read about a Swedish king too, that he asked his team to develop a ship whose capacity was beyond the technology of his days. And he almost lost his life the first day that they are going to test the ship on water. The ship had not traveled 1 mile and was about to capsize. These are two examples of kings. They were out of order. But one was out of order because the normal thing he was supposed to do during spring when kings were supposed to go to war, he failed to go to war and stayed back. The other one was already out of order because he was thinking ahead of his time. And he almost wrecked himself because he was thinking ahead of his time. So I am saying this, that you can be out of order with timing and season. You can be out of order with the authority of the land. You can be out of order with patterns and principles in your life. You can be out of order with people and the partners in your life. You can even be out of order with knowledge. You can be out of order with the culture and the context where you're doing things. You can be out of order in your community. Maybe you live in a community where things are done excellently well. When you choose to be a mediocre in such community, you're out of order. And when it's a community where things are done with mediocrity, if you decide to choose excellence, you're out of order in that community. However, this is a good out of order, because if you're a person of excellence, very soon you will graduate beyond that community. It's just a matter of time. You can be out of order with instructions. Your mentor, your coach, your teacher, your facilitator could have given you an instruction and you would do something out of it. That is being out of order. You can be out of order with practices in your environment. You need to know that you can be out of order in a positive way and in a negative way. But the more pressure of my discussion today is being out of order in a negative way, especially when you know that you're doing things out of timing, out of season. So now that you've understood that you can actually be out of order, and it could be on the positive side, it could be on the negative, what is needed to maintain orderliness in your life and in your society? You will need a great deal of courage. You must be a man of a very healthy esteem. You will need to keep going in the face of every odd, especially when you're doing things the right way. To keep declaring strength in the face of adversity requires a lot of courage. I would urge you that you will need a great deal of courage to keep going on, to keep your head high or heads up. When you are in a culture that manipulates, that intimidates, that wants to dominate, and that loves socialization. If you would excel and you will not fall out of order with excellence, you will need a great deal of courage to be able to face the manipulation and the wiles of men, to face people who want to intimidate you, who want to use anger or annoyance to dominate you, or who want you to just attend every social event that are just available. You will need a great deal of courage to achieve that. The second thing is you will need a great amount of knowledge and wisdom. You know, I already told you that wisdom, orderliness is a form of wisdom. You cannot rise above the level of light or knowledge in your environment. So you must understand, you must have great amount of clarity in everything you do. That's the law of the leadership lead, because the cap of your leadership knowledge will determine the extent to which you would go. The next thing is the amount of power that you have access to in your environment. This is also very critical if you will lead a life of orderliness. The amount of power that you have access to. If you will become someone who is orderly, you must seek to have better influence in your society so that you have enough amount of power to wield the influence to even protect yourself when people seem to be out of order with you. You would need a great strategic focus, the ability to stay on course consistently. It requires you to embrace the pains of discipline. The pain of discipline is a very deep pain that you must embrace early on if you want to achieve greatness in life. You must embrace the pain of discipline, because failure to embrace that, it's only a matter of time. You would have to deal with the pains of indiscipline. And the pains of discipline are lower, they are early on, and they help us to achieve a greater amount of success. However, the pain of indiscipline comes more as a regret.
University admission has never been this easy with Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies. Your dream of a university education can now become a reality. Are you preparing for post-UTME to any university in Nigeria, or you desire to take a fast lane straight to 200 level without writing UTME? Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies is the place to be. Our A-level program, JUPEB and IJMB, can secure admission for you into 200 level into any course of your choice at any federal, state or private university in Nigeria. The result has no expiry date. Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies guarantees 100% success. Our campus is so 21st century. Our facilities are top-notch. Also, hostels are available within the premises. Valdymas is along Yomek Street, behind Excellence Hall, Pipeline Road, off Tanker Tipper Garage. Telephone 0806 1716 217 or 0705 55 58890. With Valdymas, your success is guaranteed.
You must also embrace effective planning if you will be a person of great order. Your ability to carefully craft out a plan uniquely geared towards result and outcome. It will help you to arrange your life in proper way. So, what are the things that are needed to achieve orderliness in your life and in your society? Number 1 is courage. Number 2 is knowledge and wisdom. Number 3 is power, the amount of power you wield in that environment. And that is why you have to be careful, because a lot of times when you want to do something and you don't have enough power to sustain it, you may need to be patient a bit until you wield enough power. Sometimes as a student, we know the things that are right, but because you're still under a teacher, you must respect that teacher up until your time is up under the person, before you can wield enough power to be able to take such action to keep going and remain in order. So, you cannot fight out of a low power. You have to understand that. No matter how passionate you are, you must embrace patience. Then you need strategic focus, the ability to stay on course consistently. It requires the pain of discipline. And then ultimately, I talked about effective planning. Disorderliness causes emptiness. There's ignorance. There's lack of knowledge. Then you start losing resources. You start losing out. Don't forget the embarrassment that comes with disorderliness. Don't forget the darkness, the sorrow, the disease, and the death that comes with disorderliness. Disorderliness is evil. You must prevent it with every strength in you, in your environment. You cannot afford to tolerate disorderliness in your environment. And so let me wrap it up by what are the benefits of orderliness. Orderliness but safety. Look at nations who invest in traffic lights. It is directed to ensure there is safety with the volume of vehicle that passes through a junction per time. And that's a form of orderliness. It makes us know the green makes us know those that are supposed to go per time. The orange helps us know those that should start slowing down. And the red makes us know it's about time to stop. And that's orderliness. So safety. It also brings about peace. Orderliness brings about peace and predictability in your environment. Orderliness brings about time for quality thinking. You're able to plan carefully your life. You see, most of the bulk of our work is done in our brain. That's the time we use to think clearly about what we need to do and the decisions we need to take. Orderliness brings about productivity and fruitfulness and multiplication. The ability to generate results, to keep generating results consistently. It's a function of orderliness, how you want to do things, how you arrange things to be done. Orderliness helps us to respond to scenario instead of reacting to scenario. You are anticipatory in nature. You know what the future holds. You're already planning and aligning yourself. So if I want to become a medical doctor, I arrange my life so that I go through the science classes, I study well, I already know I need a very high score to be able to achieve it. I organize my life towards that pattern. I don't get to when I need to pass the exam and I start planning on what score I need to get. I start seeing ahead from time. So it's a life that responds to scenario, not react based on what has been done. Orderliness brings joy. It brings joy. It brings joy into your environment because you have planned what you need to achieve, the joy, the beauty, the rest, and the purpose that comes with orderliness. So I will urge you from today, be a person of order. Be a person of great orderliness. I've told you that the people of the world will continue to migrate from the region of disorderliness to that of order to seek better power, better control over their lives. No one wants to live in chaos or in a place with high degree of unpredictability, volatility, and complexities. It is all these are associated with suffering and conflict. No one wants to live in such terrain. Therefore, the people of the world will continue to migrate from a region of disorderliness to that of order. So if you want people to migrate towards you, you must be a person of order. Thank you so much for listening, as I hope that you would embrace this wisdom and you will be a person of great order.
Thank you for listening to Valdymas Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. We invite you to join us on our social media platforms for more inspiring and life-transforming contents. On Instagram at JoyfulJosh2020, Facebook Valdymas Cap, YouTube at Valdymas Project Read, or you can log on to our website www.valdymasedu.org. This program is powered by Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies, Ilorin. For more information, please call or WhatsApp 0806 1716 217 or +168 23 75 0282. Please join us again on this station, same time next week. Be inspired.